A brand new weekly reading. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Here to deliver spirit messages, astrology influences, and a divine card pull for your week, 11/17 to 11/24. So excited to connect with you all. I have been waiting to dive into this energy because, as always, I've been getting some messages before I even got to today. So, of course, I've got my notes here so I don't leave any of these messages out. I've also got tons of information on the astrology to go over. And to be honest, there's not a crazy amount of information to go through, though the things that we're going to go through are a little bit deeper in nature. And so we're going to kind of work through them in more complex ways, or just more depth to them. So that's going to be really nice. As you all join, I see already 8 people joined here live, so feel free to tell me your name, tell me where you're joining from, and just get connected to this beautiful Web of Light community that we are creating. Last week, I celebrated my year anniversary doing these readings for you all, and I just still can't believe that it's been a year. It's amazing, and I think that we've all grown together in this year through these and to continue to tap into it every single week on Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time. So thank you for joining. And if you're first joining, if this is your first time joining, thank you for showing up. Thank you for checking us out. Just to give a little background, like I said, my name is Rissa. I go by Readings by Rissa. I've been doing intuitive reading work professionally for about 5 years now. I've had the gift since I was very young. And I also have a degree in psychology. So I really combine psychotherapy with spirituality in my one-on-one sessions. And as we talk throughout the readings, I also add a very deep understanding of the energy influences from that psychological perspective. And so hopefully that you will decide to get a reading and a one-on-one from me as well if you're interested in diving deeper into your own individual. My phone was acting silly. So, but like I said, I also have a new coaching program that I just launched as well. So for all of you who are wanting to dive into deeper coaching on how to access enlightenment bliss through your understanding of your spirit and your expression of your intuitive gifts, definitely message me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram or email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com to schedule a consultation coaching call so that we can talk about the programs that I have recently launched that can help you advance in your goals and in your soul power. Really exciting stuff. So thank you all for joining me. I want to start by just tapping into a review of last week as you all get settled and situated here in this beautiful chat. And feel free, as I review last week's energy, to let me know where you're from and how you're doing today, and just anything you'd like to share. Let's keep this community feel going. I love seeing the live conversations that happen as we do the readings, lots of synchronicities that we're all receiving as we connect in this way together. So let's first review last week's cards. The first and beginning of the week card that I pulled last week was the Regenerator card, and that was from the Voyager deck. And it's a really beautiful deck. It's a New Age deck, all about the essence of complexity that is involved in this new age era that we're in. And so the Regenerator card came up in that deck, really reminding us how important it is to rest and recoup and regenerate our energy, allow ourselves to fill our cup back up so that we can make sure we are of service to others in a full way, that we're not pouring from an empty cup when we're giving love or when we're giving light or when we're giving healing or just good guidance or communication or connection in any way. So the Regenerator card was a really big one for the beginning of the week last week. Feel free to let me know how you have regenerated your energy and how that card came up for you last week in the beginning of it. Then the middle of the week card last week was beginnings, which is so great. Really excited to announce these beginnings that we're having show up for us as we enter the new year 2020 and as we get prepared for it. So Spirit was really excited to share that beginnings essence with us, to let us know that we are in the beginning of a lot of new transformation, a lot of new abundance, a lot of new growth and liberation for ourselves in our life. And then the end of the week card, hello from heaven. Our loved ones from the spirit world were letting us know that they are with us and that they are saying hello, that they are supporting us, they are guiding us, they are providing us this sense of peace and love and support from the spirit world. And that last week, or that card at the end of last week, is really the card for this weekend, because we're at the end of last week as we just kind of finished it with Friday, Saturday, and a little bit of the Sunday energy as well. So you may be feeling some signs and synchronicities from your loved ones. You may be having memories or nostalgia of the loved ones that you have that have crossed over into the spirit world, and you might just be feeling more of their presence. So I encourage you to really honor that and speak to them and let them know that you feel them, and ask them for more signs and synchronicities to validate that experience for you, because it can be so rewarding when you allow yourself to feel into that connection you still have with the ones who have crossed over, because energy never dies. It just transitions into another dimension, another form. Okay, and that's what our spirits have done. That's what our loved ones have done. So enjoying that connection that you have with them still. Okay. All right, so let me just see what everybody's saying and how everybody's doing. Excuse me. Linda says hello from Seattle. Hello, good to see you. Leslie's here. Hi, sister. Hi, Vibers. I love you all. So good to see you, Leslie. Marie's here as well. Good afternoon, Rissa, and blessings to you. How are you, Goddess? I hope you're well. I am really great. Thanks for asking. I'm actually preparing to go out of town tomorrow to visit my family in Indiana, so I'm going to be out there for 2 weeks over the holiday, and it's going to be really great, so I'm excited to do that tomorrow. Divine Derica says hello, beautiful souls, so happy to connect from California. So happy to see you, Divine. Marie says I'm joining from Tampa, Florida. Nice. Renee says aho, Rissa, and everyone else from Renee. And everyone else. And then it says Renee from Toltec, AZ. Oh, I don't know where Toltec is. That's pretty cool, though. I'm in Arizona, too. I'm in Phoenix. Andrea says, hi, Goddess. So much love to you all. So good to see you, Andrea. It's been a while. It's so nice to have you here. Leslie says, I am joining from Tequesta, Florida. Yes, and I've been there. It was beautiful. Chris Araju. Oh, I'm probably messing that up. Hi, Rissa. A lot of love for this reading. A lot of love to you as well. Sorry for butchering your last name if I did. Amy Rogers says hello again. Hey, Amy, good to see you. Josephine says hi. Hello, love. All connected. Good day, Rissa. Good day to you as well. Linda says, I love the patterns of numbers I've been noticing. Nice, Linda. What numbers have you been noticing? Feel free to comment below. Renee said so many, huh, Linda? Same here. Nice. So lots of recurring synchronistic numbers for you all. Amy said, I woke up Friday with a sneezing and runny nose. Day 3 now. It's not knocking me down, so that's a good thing. Nice. So keeping that mind positive, keeping that mind in a healed mentality will help you really get over that cold. I know it is kind of cold and flu season right now, so sending lots of healing your way, love. And it looks like, aw, so sad. So lots of people feeling some of that runny nose. I see Linda saying the same thing. Carmela is here saying hello all the way from Louisiana. Nice, Carmela. So good to see you. We had we had Tisha last night at the webinar that I hosted. She was tuning in from New Orleans as well. So really cool. Renee says near Casa Grande. That's where Toltec is. Okay, I understand that now. I know exactly where Casa Grande is. Cool. Chris says I love the patterns of numbers too. They are present all my days, a lot of times, and they're always resonating with me in the moment. Blessing messages. I love that. And it looks like Amy says the 999 has been showing up. Carmela says 111, 1111, 333, a lot lately. Wonderful. So these numbers are really synchronistic. The 999 is about completing cycles. The 111 is about aligning with new beginnings and new prosperities, new paths and new intuition. The 333s is about harmony between mind, body, and spirit. I see Andrea says 444s everywhere. Yes, 444s are our ability to feel into those messages from our angels and to understand the ways in which we need more harmony based on aligning our mind, body, and spirit from those threes. Nice, and Renee's seeing the same numbers. Really cool. I love that we have all of those numbers showing up for everybody consistently. That is fantastic. And it's just a testament to you for doing the inner work, for picking up on the intuitive guidance, for picking up on the signs and synchronicities. Oftentimes our higher self and our spirit guides show us numbers to let us know that we're on the right track, or to let us know what kind of track we're on based on the numbers' significance and the meaning of them. So pretty cool there. I'm gonna kind of center my camera here a little bit better. Okay, you all, so let's go ahead. It's so good to have you all connected from everywhere you're at. And I just want to give us a chance to start with the spirit messages of this week. Now, I encourage you, as I start with these spirit messages, to just start taking some deep breaths, some peaceful and present breaths. And that's really the first message that I had from Spirit today for this week, is to be in a peaceful presence. So I encourage us all to just join together in a practice of presence, of peaceful presence. As we close our eyes for just a moment, and just allow yourselves to release any tension, any distraction from your mind, body, and spirit. And as a collective, because when we breathe together, we build more energy together, let's take a nice deep breath together as a group. Inhaling and exhaling to relax. Another deep breath in. And big exhale to relax, releasing any distractions from the focus on the past or the focus on the future, and just dropping into this present moment with another deep breath in. And big breath out to relax. Slowly but surely, just starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, bat your eyes open, or if you feel guided to, you can keep your eyes closed and keep breathing and just listen. It's up to you. This is a great opportunity for us to listen to ourselves and to be present in peace. And that was the first message that I got, is to feel into a peaceful presence. Right now, we are preparing to a close of 2019. So we're kind of in that limbo stage between the past and the future. And that's why Spirit's really encouraging us to focus on the present for this week. Because in the present, we are doing the work we need to release the baggage of 2019 and to prepare for 2020. But we're not in the baggage of 2019 anymore. And we're not in your environment, your surroundings, being able to observe your inner guidance, the spiritual essence of yourself that's telling you how to move and where, and also embracing that heart center, that emotional value that's within you, the emotions you're feeling right when you're feeling them, understanding that there's guidance there, there's a message there. Being really present allows us to see and feel and clearly understand what we're experiencing at the time. When we're too distracted with the past or too focused on the future, we miss those really intense and really active intuitive guidances within us. And so that's what Spirit wants us to do, because we talked a little bit about, I hosted a webinar last night about 2020 prep, and we were able to really observe what our success looks like in 2020, and we did some practices to prepare for 2020, and it was so beneficial. But a lot of what we did was focusing on the future, but also allowing ourselves to be present in what we need to do now to get there, and allowing ourselves to be present in what we need to do now to release what we've been through. And so that is a really great way of making sure that we're still taking into account that we are moving forward, but not completely only focusing on that, but doing the work necessary now to feel into what we are going to become. And so that peaceful presence is important, and the peace of that is really important, because we want to find a sense of inner peace despite any external chaos that you might be experiencing. Also, some of you I know have been feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant in certain things, and so that is also a recognition that sometimes it is stillness that we need. Sometimes it is that motivation to just be still and to just not move. And it kind of feels like you're stuck in sometimes when you're feeling that way. But realistically, there's a reason why Spirit has kind of kept you in that place for just a moment. And usually it's because you needed to observe within yourself a sense of peace and a sense of presence to understand exactly what you want, exactly what you need, and then you can start to move based on that. So if you're feeling stuck or if you're being still, most likely you're just waiting for an answer. You're just waiting for a sense of guidance and aligned action, which we'll talk about in a second. And that aligned action comes when you start to really identify what you need, and then you get that motivation to act on it. And so a lot of us have been experiencing that as well. So peaceful presence for the first Spirit messages. Marie says, that's so true, Rissa. I completely understand. I love that. The understanding from last week's video. Yeah, and my beautiful friend Alice from London was talking about understanding one day, and she just said it, and it just resonated so strong. And so I just really feel that word now, and I think that that's so perfect to have understanding, not an understanding, right? Okay, so the next Spirit message that I have for you all is the urge to release the baggage of 2019. What is weighing you down. Now, we can also be present in this by understanding what is still weighing us down right now. In our present moment, when we drop into peace and peaceful perspective or peaceful observation of our present moment, what still feels heavy? What feels like we aren't able to let go of? What is it that is weighing us down, holding us back in this present moment? Because when we identify that, we start to identify the baggage that we have collected over this year and over our life. So we notice that, we just end up kind of holding on to things that we don't need to. I kind of imagine it as like a bag of garbage, like over your shoulder that you're like holding and like, walking with, and it stinks and it's like leaking and it feels gross and it's heavy, but we still hold on to it. Why? Why do we hold on to it? Well, usually we've gotten comfortable just holding on to it. It just feels familiar. And so maybe we don't notice it anymore because we're comfortable with it. Or maybe we do notice it, but it still feels familiar and we're a little bit of afraid to let it go because we don't know what we'll feel like or what we'll look like. We're afraid of that unknown of when we release that baggage. So important to release the baggage of 2019 and recognize what is weighing you down in this moment, because that is a part of also understanding what aligned action needs to happen once you're able to perceive that energy of that's weighing you down. This can be relationships, it can be thoughts, it can be emotions that you continually allow yourself to feel that might be negative or just completely false to your spirit. It can also be communications that you have with yourself, self-sabotaging behaviors, toxic energy. It can be a lot of things. So allow yourselves to really reflect on what might be weighing you down. And allow yourself to trust that when you release that, you are going to be lighter. Your vibration is instantly going to raise. And you're going to start getting that aligned and inspired action to move forward out of whatever stuck energy or still energy that you've been in. Because that's really why your spirit has put you there, is to say, okay, stop, don't move anymore. Listen to yourself, observe your experience, and allow yourself to change it based on that observation. A lot of us are go, 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 and we choose not to see what's really being presented to us because maybe we don't have the time, or we feel like we don't want to go there, or we just want to ignore it and maybe it'll go away. Spirit will absolutely stop us in our tracks when it needs to and say, hey, you need to look at this, don't ignore it. And until you actually look at it, you're going to be kind of in this stillness that I'm creating for you. So allow yourself to notice that and start to journal or start to just reflect or meditate on what's weighing you down and let it go. Linda says, stop, see, and solve. Ooh, I love that. 3 S's, stop, see, and solve. So, so good. Let Go My Ego says, hey, gorgeous. Hello to you. Phil Christopher says, I'm looking for a recycle bin. Do not carry it, integrate it. I love that. I love that. Linda says, is learning more and more how to connect to the heart when surrounded by chaos. This is where Rissa has helped me so much. I didn't know how until I watched her how to journal video. Thank you. Yes, the journal video, I do have that still up on the YouTube, so definitely check that out. There is a playlist on this YouTube channel that is called Intuitive Practices, and that playlist has a lot of goodies, a lot of tools, and it does have that how to journal video on there. It also has how to meditate your own way on there as well. And so tap into those videos because there's some really good tools for you in releasing some of that stagnancy and getting yourself into that introspective connection within yourself. Okay, so the next message, abundance mentality and abundance opportunities. They're coming, they're beginning to surface, they're surfacing more and more. This week is really going to shine a lot of light on the abundance that you are able to manifest and also the abundance that is ready to present itself to you. There is a very important lesson in abundance mentality that I know a lot of people have a hard time kind of mastering. And that is that we have to take the steps that we want and need to take first before the abundance comes sometime. Because, and I talked a little bit about this last week, I believe as well, when we choose a spiritual ambition or any kind of goal for that matter, Spirit really wants to co-create that goal with us, and actually it's already done its side of the job by inspiring the desire and by showing us the way and how to get to it. So spirit already presents first what we want and what we need. And that's where inspiration comes from. In spirit, inspiration, inspiration, okay? And so the spirit already inspires us, and that's its first co-creative quality that it brings forth for us. Then the next step is acting on our desire, choosing that inspiration is worth the steps into it, the leap of faith, maybe the risk that you have to take to choose the unknown, to allow yourself to break away from patterns that you've had and step into uncomfortability. That is our next step, and that is our step. When spirit does its work, it's already done its side, inspiring us and bringing us the desire. Then we've got to meet it. We've got to do something to match its energy exchange. So it gives us that desire, and then we've got to act on it. We've got to make the steps. And then once we make those steps, when we choose that path, when we say, you know what, I am worth it, I am going to invest in myself in this way, I am going to take this leap of faith, I am going to step out of my comfort zone, and then we actually do that, the first step of that, then spirit comes back because we've given it an energy exchange. It comes back and starts to co-create with us in allowing more abundance to come forth, giving us the next steps, giving us the resources, giving us the desires, more inspiration to continue moving in that path. And then we act on that, and then spirit gives us more, and so forth. So a lot of people have a hard time where they're like, well, can't I just know I'm getting the job? Or can't I just know I'm going to have the money? Can't I just have the money in my wallet already? Can I just have this divine intelligence already? Yes, you can, but you have to prove to spirit that you're willing to energetically exchange with it by taking the first steps towards it. And then spirit will start to work with you again and again and again and again. Does that make sense? So this is really a big part of abundance mentality, and the mentality of abundance, releasing ideas of lack and allowing yourself to say, you know what, this is what I want. I know I'm capable of achieving it. I know that the universe is going to conspire with me and co-create with me to achieve the rest of it as I move forward. So I know I can take these first steps now with full trust in all of that and allow myself to step into the unknown and take that leap of faith for that reason. That's how we manifest that abundance reality. That's how we keep it going. And then we just keep moving forward in that. So this is really important because we are getting pressure, and that song just resonates so fully with what we're talking about here. And you can find it on Rissa Vibes here on the song Jump, because it's effective of saying, I need you to jump. I need you to jump first in order for you to receive the rest of this gift, you to receive the rest of this abundance, you to receive the rest of this opportunity that you're asking for, okay? So then the next bullet point that I have for you, choose what you want and allow it. When we release that uncertainty and confusion, we are jumping. And when we release that, we are even more motivated and inspired to act on our self-certainty, our manifestation of our desires, our inspiration of our future and our destiny, and our peace in the present moment. And so allowing ourselves to let that part of our mind that's trying to convince us out of things that we know we need, letting that part of our mind go is so crucial to allowing ourselves to move forward. That kind of doubt and confusion and uncertainty is like a tether. It's a tether to the past. It's a tether to the old patterns. It's a tether to our sense of insecurity or our patterns of just doubt and fear. And so we've got to release that, because once we release that tether goes away and we just move forward full charge. And that's what our spirit wants, okay? So allow yourself to really connect in that way to releasing uncertainty, releasing confusion. I saw somebody said that that the picture froze, but not on your iPhone. So hopefully you can see me okay. Oh, and yes, a couple of people said I froze. Am I good now? Somebody tell me if I'm good now and if I'm still frozen. I think the phone maybe might be picking up on some energy, right? There's a lot of technology stuff going on. Like, oh, my ego says, yes, you good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for validating me on that. So absolutely. Amy Rogers says, I got some tonight how to make my third eye stronger, and how do I connect more with the cosmos, stargazing more, and to start calling forth the cosmic energy. I also host starseed events out here in Arizona, and so I'm going to be doing more of those, and I'm going to try to get get a way to do some starseed stuff online as well. So thank you for letting me know that you have an interest in that, Amy, and I'll make sure to try to put something together for us all online so we can tap into some of that cosmic energy. But I just encourage, start looking at the stars, start stargazing, start doing some moon meditations on the full moons and the new moons, start calling forth your cosmic guides, and they will show up for you in meditation and dreams and in those ceremonies that you do for yourself. Oh, Marie says, I would love that. Awesome. I will definitely put something together for some starseed stuff online for sure. All right, so the next message that I got is getting unstuck, getting off the hamster wheel. Now, this is really in alignment with what we've been talking about. This is so important this week. We really want to get unstuck, and I actually even titled my video today in reference to this message because it's so important, and I've heard it from so many people this last week, in my clients, in my event attendees, just this need to feel released from the patterns, the loop that they keep playing, that they keep replaying and replaying. It's almost as if we're acting out the same things over and over and over. We're stuck in this same loop of experience over and over, and it makes us feel stuck. It makes us feel uninspired. It gets us in that place of just kind of boring energy or stagnancy. And so getting unstuck is important right now, especially because we are ending with the 2019 year here in the next month and a half. And so we want to be able to release ourselves from that hamster wheel. And I was just describing it to someone as it came forth as this hamster wheel. This is a representation of that loop. So if you think about like a hamster running in that wheel, they're running and they're looking straight ahead. They're not looking at anything around them. They've almost got these blinders on, and they're just in that hamster wheel, just running and running and running. So you're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you're in this loop, you're in this loop, you're in this loop. And that's what happens to us. As we stay repeating patterns and loops, we get more and more of those blinders up, and we get more and more disconnected. If the hamster gets water and food, new water and food, sometimes it doesn't even realize that it has this abundance that just entered its cage or entered its environment, because it's so focused on that wheel. It's so focused on that loop that it can't even see or get to or feel motivated to act outside of that running on the hamster wheel. So it's when we allow ourselves to start looking outside of the loop, when we start to recognize what we need and what is available to us outside of it, and to release the comfort of continuing on that loop and choosing a different energy, choosing to see things from a bigger picture perspective. And that's what we can do to get unstuck. So if you recognize yourself being in a loop of experience that you can't seem to get out of, start imagining what you want outside of that experience. Start imagining how you want to be outside of that experience. Start imagining what that looks like, what it feels like, what will be presented to you, how that successful energy will show up for you. And as you do, you'll start to be able to divert your attention outside of that loop and into something else that you've wanted to create for yourself. You'll start to see the signs and synchronicities. You'll start to see the opportunities and the aligned actions and inspiration to get off of that loop just by choosing to start to look outside of that loop. Does that make sense? So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from on that. And that's really how we get unstuck. So this is going to be important for this week because it's time to start now. It's time to start getting ourselves unstuck. It's time to start letting go of the past. It's time to start stepping into the unknown and stepping into new experiences. It's time to start that now. It's so much better to do it now before the new year hits than to start doing that when the new year hits, because it takes a little bit of time to slow the wheel down and get off the wheel to start expanding in that abunding into something different, okay? Phil says, stop, drop, and meditate on what it is going on. I love that. I love that. Marie says, so true, Rissa. You are spot on today, and you're speaking to my spirit. I feel like my third eye is resonating with this message. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Phil says, always ask how can it get any better no matter how good it is. Love that. Love that. Starting to really imagine what a better feeling story looks like. And as you imagine that, the universe brings forth that. It's all the law of attraction. The law of attraction brings us what we focus on. So what are you focusing on? And how can you focus in more of a deliberate way towards the things that you want to achieve, okay? So that gets into my next message, self-study. Be honest with what you see and get accountable for your actions, for your energy, for what you notice. So important, because the self-study is huge this week, and I'm going to talk about the astrological influences that really reflect this as well in just a little bit. But the self-study, the introspection, we have so much time to do that right now. And a lot of people start to get a little antsy for the new year, or they get a little bit reclusive. And so right now, this is a time for us to take advantage of some of that energy and start to introspect, start to study ourselves, start to research ourselves, start to research what we want to see in ourselves and how to get there. Because when we do that self-study, and when we really understand and be honest with ourselves and what we see from that study, then we get even more inspired action to move off the wheel and out of the loops of feeling stuck and feeling in that same pattern. And we also end up feeling into our possibilities and our capabilities of moving into something more beneficial for us. So allow yourselves to be honest with yourself. If you know that when you start studying yourself, you know that you still talk to yourself in a really negative way, you still tell yourself you can't do it, or that you're not worth it, or that you don't deserve it, or that you don't have what it takes, start changing that. Take accountability for those behaviors and start putting in the work. You're going to have to put the work in no matter what to clear that energy. Why not do it now? Why not do it right here in November and work on it and practice on it, and then exactly to start now, and whatever that means for you. Maybe it's patterns of lack mentality, maybe it's patterns of miscommunication of your truth, or ignoring the things that you know you need to let go or heal from, or identifying with more of that victim mentality versus the victor mentality, right? So whatever that means for you, study yourself, recognize what the root of it is, journal about it, meditate about it, and then start taking accountability and doing it. Nobody can do it for you but yourself. And there can be guides, there can be guidance. We are doing this guidance here. I'm here as a support for you, but I can't make you change. Only you can make you change. So this is me giving you the tools, but it's up to you to apply them, right? And so important for us to really recognize that and to take accountability for our actions, take accountability for the things we need to correct so that we can really move into our ideal self, okay? So then the next one is about choosing our 2020 destiny. Month, the energy between spirit and physical matter is still really strong and very connected and aligned. So this is a great opportunity to choose your 2020 destiny, the awareness of what's to come. And we're starting to see it. We're all starting to get glimpses of what 2020 is going to look like. Maybe those glimpses are really positive and exciting and new and fresh and exhilarating. Maybe those glimpses are telling us that we're going to have a lot of the same things happen that we had in 2019 in 2020, and that might not feel so good. And they're telling you this, so your spirit is giving you this awareness to let you know, hey, change some stuff so you don't end up jumping right back into one of those cycles and those patterns and that hamster wheel, right? So allowing ourselves to notice, what does spirit show for us that is letting us know what our destiny in 2020 is kind of manifesting as in right now in this moment. So let yourself just kind of reflect on that. I know for a lot of people, they've been seeing some glimpses of abundance coming forth. They've been seeing some new opportunities that are already lining up in 2020. That can be a really positive sign that you're in the right place and you're on the verge of manifesting all of those things and that the abundance is on its way. Some of you might be noticing some challenges that are already lining up in 2020. And if that's the case, then make sure that you allow yourself that self-study to see, where am I manifesting these challenges? How am I a part of that energetically, and what can I do to shift the direction of that timeline? You can shift that now, no matter what it is, whether it's shifting it into more amplification of what you're seeing for 2020 or shifting it into a different energy completely. We have the time right now to do so because it's still at the end of 2019. We're not in 2020 yet. So take advantage of that time we have and choose your 2020 destiny, okay? And then the next part is really aligned actions from introspective wisdom. When we self-study, when we are aware, and I talked about this a second ago, but it's just a little bit more specific here. When we're aware of what we want to do, when we are aware of the wisdom that we have to really bring it forward. When we're able to study and research and do the work, we start to get more inspiration of aligned action, inspired action, the actual steps it takes to get there. A lot of us have an idea of where we want to go, what we want to do, but then the big question is how? How do I do it? What do I do first, right? Well, the how to get there is not fully up to you. The Spirit does a lot of the work for you on that by just bringing you the situations, the signs and synchronicities, the awareness, the courage to step forward into those steps. But we also have aligned action that comes forth from Spirit as we move forward in those steps. So I always encourage people, take the first step that you know you are meant to take. Take the first step that feels good, that feels aligned, that feels inspired. And then when you take that next step, Spirit will give you another step. A lot of us want all the steps in front of us and say, okay, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do. You can have that to some degree, but Spirit really wants you to trust that by taking one step, it will show you the way and it will validate you on that step, and then you can take another step and then it will validate you. It's just a part of the way it tests our commitment and tests our trust in it. And it's important to show Spirit that we do trust it in that way by taking those aligned actions and trusting them and allowing ourselves to move forward from the introspective wisdom that we get from Spirit that teaches us how to take those steps. And as we make those steps, as we move into it, we're going to feel more love, abundance, and inner guidance. We're going to feel an activation of our higher self even more potently. We're going to feel more we're going to feel more of our intuitive nudges and our intuitive gifts shining and showing up for us. We're going to feel more love, expanded love, unconditional love of ourselves and others, the environment, the circumstances we're in, the present moment. We're going to feel that peace in the present moment as well, releasing any doubts or fears or judgments on what's to come. And we're going to feel more of, like I said, that inner guidance, that self-certainty, that inspired and intuitive action within us that's telling us that, yes, it's time to follow this guidance. And yes, it's absolutely okay to do it. And it's safe and it's secure. And you're going to see it work out for you in that way. So let me just see how you all are doing. Let me tap into any comments here. Renee says, so much good info. Rissa, yes, reclusive, needed. I'm so glad that's helping you. Child says, I wonder, Child 7328 says, I wonder what is the human collective. I feel existence will be very different than what people think is normal in the near future. How will this collective function with most or all veils removed? Such a great question, Child 7328. I think that is such a great question because personally, I've been getting a lot of messages about how, as a collective, in 2020, things are going to be so different than what we know them to be and what we're used to. And that's a lot of the reason why our spirits, in our own way, individually, are challenging us to step into the unknown with fearlessness. I know if you've been following my readings for a while, even the last several weeks and months, you've noticed that has been a recurring theme, stepping into the unknown fearlessly. And it's really a test that keeps coming up for us. And I think it is a preparation for unknown experiences, unpredictable experiences, and this ability to feel highly adaptable to. And astrologers, a lot of them are saying the same things in this as well, that 2020 is going to be an intense year. It's going to be a powerful year, and you're really going to be able to notice what work you've been doing on yourself, and you're going to see it show up for you in 2020. Whether you haven't been doing much work and you've just been pushing aside the things that you know you need to do, and you're just focusing on staying in that loop, that's going to show up for you in 2020, and you're probably going to feel some of the ramifications of that in 2020 with intensity. And if you've been doing the inner work and you've been really allowing yourself to take those inspired actions, to trust the intuitive guidance, to take those leaps of faith and to step into the unknown with fearlessness, then you're going to feel the benefits of that. You're going to feel the prosperity of that comes forth. And as a collective, there's going to be people dealing with that in different ways, because it's going to manifest differently for people one way or the other. So I feel like it is going to be intense. There's going to be a lot of people who don't know much about spirituality who are going to feel pretty lost in 2020 because they really don't know what to do with all the unpredictability or the intense energy or the unknown experience and the mystery of it. And there's going to be people like us who are connected to spirituality and understand that any mystery or unexpected changes or challenges are a part of the cycle, and they're exciting, and we can activate our inner child, and we can activate that part of us that gets excited and enthusiastic about showing up for ourselves in the ways that we need to in reference to the things we experience. So I absolutely think that there's going to be a lot of intensity in 2020, and that the veils are going to be dropped. Lots of, delusion and illusion being revealed to people that they've maybe been ignoring, and that just they can't ignore anymore. And it's already starting to happen for us because we have been doing the work. So any delusions or illusions that you've been, or masks that you've been putting on, or wool that you've been throwing over your eyes is starting to just be forced back, and your spirit is just saying, hey, you have to look at this, you have to look at this, you have to deal with this now, right? So let's take accountability. Let's deal with it now so that we can feel even more empowered in that choice, and we can really receive the benefits of those actions, okay? Let go my ego says, what's your ascendant? My rising sign is Gemini, my sun sign is Gemini, and my moon is Cancer. So yeah, Gemini through and through with some Cancer to go with it. So yeah, pretty cool. Thanks for asking. I hope that makes sense. They said, oh, wowzers. Yeah. I'm a very balanced Gemini, though, because I've worked on myself for so long. Okay, so the next messages I have for you, spirit guide wise, is I wrote down a couple. I don't know why spirit gave this to me. This is the first. No problem. Let go my ego. Not random at all. I'm glad that you asked. Spirit had me write down some essential oils that are really good for us right now, and I've never had that come through so specifically, and it just like came through. So I wrote them down. The oils, the essential oils, or just the scents, the aromas that are good for us this week are rose oil, lavender, and cedar. Cedar is a grounding and refreshing and resetting energy and cleansing energy, and very mystical as well. Lavender is soothing and peaceful and calming and relaxing, and rose is heart opening and activating of our spirit in that way, our heart center, our compassion, our love, our self-service, and our service to others, okay? So the oils, those scents, those aromas are going to be really helpful for you this week, okay? Also, a couple of crystals that came up for this week's energy to work with is jasper. Jasper comes in a lot of different forms, so I encourage you to find a piece of jasper or a type of jasper that resonates to you specifically. Just going into a crystal shop and looking at the different types of jasper and grabbing one. Jasper's pretty grounding as well, and it's really it has a lot of different qualities, so depending on which one you pick. So jasper in general, I think, is going to be a grounding crystal for everyone to bring in their introspective wisdom into the physical for that aligned action and inspiration. And then smoky quartz, this is smoky quartz. It's like a kind of a grayish, brownish quartz crystal. Really, really pretty. Maybe you can see it a little better there. And so smoky quartz helps us release things and get more done things. This is really great because we need to release, like we talked about, the baggage of 2019, and we need to get more clear about our present moment experience and what that means for us for our future. So that's going to be really good for that. And then selenite, this is selenite. It's like really bright when I put it on the camera. It's like a glowing. It's like so glowing. So selenite is very clear and white, and it's kind of, it's almost, how would I describe this? It's kind of like, sharp and like serrated almost. You can kind of see that it's like almost in layers, and it can kind of like chip off into layers. And selenite is a clearing and activating crystal. It really clears anything, and it never loses its clearing charge. You don't really have to charge it in the sun or anything. It's just always a cleansing energy. So that's also going to be really good for us this week in all that we're doing. Okay, and then the words that I picked for each aspect of our life, this is a segment I've been doing recently. I pick a word, an intuitive word that comes forth for each aspect of your life: work life, love life, family life, spiritual growth. So let's go through our intuitive words for each. The first one is work life, and it's about being present. When we're present in our work life this week, we're going to feel more awareness of what we need in our work life to bring us more joy, to bring us more prosperity, to bring us more advancement and expansion. And we have to kind of stop and give ourselves that time of peaceful presence. That's really where I'm coming from with that, is just being able to stop in that environment and just recognize, what do I need right now? What am I experiencing right now? Let me check in. And as I do so, there's going to be more awareness of what's to come and what I can do to satisfy those needs and wants. And then in love, I got the word express. Express love more. Allow yourself to let yourself show love and let yourself receive loving expression. Expressing love allows our heart chakra to open up more, and it allows ourselves to heal our heart in any ways we need to, releasing any resistance or blockages, and allowing ourselves to feel completely connected to the loved ones we have and love of the world and of our experience in it, okay? So love, express, okay? Spirit's word is harmony. We are in a place of finding harmony in every way. We talk about balance. Balance is like the give and take. Harmony is like everything working together, everything just feeling in a flow, everything just kind of creating a beautiful synchronicity and a beautiful awareness of each other that flows and moves smoothly and easily and intuitively through things. So we're going to have a harmony of spirit. We're going to have this understanding of what our spirit needs to find harmony this week. And then family, gratitude with alignment, or alignment with gratitude. Either way that you want to look at it is fine. But really what it is about finding gratitude for your family, finding gratitude for who you are in your family and what you represent in your family. And by finding that gratitude and making some gratitude lists about your family, especially before we enter the holiday season, is really important to help you align with everything that you're going to experience with your family this year and this week, and allowing yourselves to just feel completely fulfilled in understanding the bigger picture with that gratitude and promoting this positive energy in regards to your family as well, okay? So those are the words, the spirit words. How's everybody feeling? Linda said, I need to hear that. Express love more, especially to myself when I need it the most. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, cool. So moving on to astrology, there's not a ton of astrological influences that we're going to go over today in astrology, only two, but the biggest one is on Wednesday, November 20th. And on November 20th, guess what? Mercury retrograde ends. Mercury goes direct. That is going to be such a good experience for most of us. I know this Mercury retrograde, it started on Halloween night, and it will be lasting until the 20th of November, this Wednesday. It's been an intense one because it was a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, so lots of emotions, lots of activations of our emotional energy and some emotional roller coasters, lots of sensitivity to our emotions through our connection with ourselves and others, through our commitments that we're making, that we're about to make, that we have made, or that we have made in the past or are making presently. And so lots of energy in that Mercury retrograde that we had to sift through and deal with. And Mercury retrograde is such a beneficial experience. Even though it can be challenging, it's so beneficial because it shows us what we needed to work on, what things that really were important for us to see about ourselves, more of that self-study, and see about others, so that we can really be more accountable for how we manifest out of those challenges. And so Mercury does go direct on Wednesday, which allows the Mercury retrograde to end. But just so you know, we are going to be feeling kind of that Mercury energy a little bit throughout the rest of the week, and even a little bit into December, just because there's that sense of stagnancy, and just Mercury takes some time to stop moving out of the solar system, and then it kind of stands still for a second, and then it kind of goes back into the normal flow. So just allowing that process to unfold, and staying present in it and staying patient in it is important. Mercury going direct has also been foreshadowing a lot of 2020 energy, recognizing that if we don't take accountability for the challenges that what we saw in ourselves in Mercury retrograde, if we don't take accountability for that, if we don't really maintain the wisdom that we've gained and start to apply the information that we received during that retrograde, then we're going to end up continuing in that sense of energy in 2020. So this again is Spirit saying, hey, Make sure to, if you notice you have a challenge with communicating to yourself or communicating with your partner, find the root of it, be honest and open with yourself, and take the steps necessary to atone for that energy. Atonement is the ability to say you're sorry about something, to apologize for something, but to also correct the behavior. That's what atonement is. And so we're really wanting to atone for the challenges and for the behaviors that we saw surface in Mercury retrograde. And purging with Scorpio, Scorpio is all about purging and seeing the truth as well. And that's what Mercury retrograde did for us. And so as it goes direct, we really want to be honest and open with ourselves with the truth that we saw and apply that truth and awareness so that we can really kind of change the scope of things for the rest of the week and the rest of the year and moving into 2020. Okay. And then the other astrological event of the week is Sunday, 11/24, and the numerological value of that date, 11/24/2019, adds up to 20, which is just another validation that we are seeing more of that energy of 2020 already presenting itself so early before the 2019 year ends. The number 6 also comes up in the day. 2 + 4 = 6. And so that 6 number is all about creation. So positive creation from the awareness that you have gained in foreshadowing 2020 and choosing your 2020 destiny. So you're going to start feeling more of that aligned action come forth. You're also going to feel a lot of intimacy and love and creative energy for manifestation. Venus is conjunct Jupiter that day, which means that Venus with love, abundance, and grounding abundance and grounding gratitude is going to combine with Jupiter, which is all about expansion, support, capabilities, more abundance as well. And so we're going to feel a lot of abundance mentality raising within us on the 24th on Sunday. We're also going to feel a lot more action that is inspiring our abundance and our love and our expansion in that way. Mars is also opposite Uranus that day, and Mars is all about action and instinct and that sense of fire and passion. And Uranus is about breakthroughs and liberation and higher mind and spirituality and a little bit of those unexpected shifts as well. And so we're going to feel that combination of Mars opposite to Uranus. So we're going to feel kind of our ability to channel some of those fiery emotions and energies as a result of the breakthroughs that we experienced, as kind of a continuance of it, as an ability to take the breakthroughs that we had and the liberation that we want and apply this action, this instinctual fire to it. So channel your fiery emotions into passionate emotions, into spirituality, into freedom. Allow yourself to make sure that you reflect on Sunday if you're having a little bit of anger or irritants or irritability or frustration, that you try to channel that into a new passion. What can I do? What is this anger telling me that I feel a lack of or that I feel like I need? And then identifying that need and just feeling passionate about your ability to channel through and provide that need for yourself. So that can be a way to channel those energies, those fiery energies from Mars into something more productive, okay? All right, so that is all of my astrological messages for this week. I want to also say that, like I told you in the beginning, I'm about to pull cards for you all, so don't go away before I pull cards. But I also want to give you the option to join me in a call, a one-on-one call, a consulting coaching call, if you are interested in diving into your enlightenment bliss, your liberation, your peace, if you're interested in activating your intuitive gifts, learning more about metaphysics, tapping into divine and consistent communication with your higher self and spirit guides, allowing yourself to understand how to manage your energy and navigate the energy around you, allowing yourself to tap into your life purpose and your mission with your passions and feel confidence and empowerment of it. If you are interested in any of those things, feel free to schedule a consulting coaching call with me where we will talk about the coaching program options that I recently launched and figure out which one is most in alignment with you to help you really enter this new year in a very direct way, in a supported way, where you're going to get coaching calls with me regularly for months at a time, really allowing yourselves to tap into who you are and what you want to become, and also allowing you to receive a full intuitive development course by me with meditations and aligned action items and intuitive practices to help you really take the steps to get you from where you are to where you want to be, and to feel like you're being accountable for that, and to really stand in that responsibility and dedication to yourself and commitment to yourself. It's also a great way of tapping into your abundance mentality and allowing yourself to choose your destiny for 2020. So if you're interested in one of those calls and you wanted to schedule a call with me, totally free of charge, you get to spend an hour with me talking about your goals and talking about these programs that will help you achieve them. So message me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, to set up your coaching call consultation, or at Readings by Rissa on Instagram, okay? And if you're one of my regular clients, of course you can text me as well if you have my number, okay? So I just encourage you to do that. And I also am still doing one-on-one sessions. I'm doing the past life readings, the energy cleansings, the general readings, which covers love, work, family life, and spiritual growth. So if you're interested in any of those readings, also message me at the same place, at Readings by Rissa on Instagram, or readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, so that we can really allow you to have a nice spiritual connection with your higher self and an ability to really see what's coming up for you there. So let's go ahead and pull our cards. Let's take a couple deep breaths together. Let's take a nice deep inhale. Exhale to relax, receiving all the information and knowledge and intuition that we just received, with another deep breath in. And exhale to relax, releasing any confusion, any distractions, any uncertainty of self, and just allowing that activation of your true self with another deep breath in. And big breath out to relax fully as I pull the first card for this week. Feel free to tell me how you're all feeling since that reading. Let me know what resonated with you and how you're doing. Any questions you may have as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull the middle of the week card from the Spirit Messages deck. I love this deck. I see one popping up. Let me see if that's the one. I'm going to wait for a second. Sometimes, okay, yeah. It just went back in the deck, so give me just a second. Whoa. You guys are putting a lot of energy into these. I can feel it. They're being choosy. Feel free to ask the cards a question too. There it is. They will also give you a message to a question you asked. And the last card of the week, there it is. All right, 11/17 to 11/24, weekly card pull here. Oh my goodness, love these cards. First card, beginning of the week, Playfulness. Playfulness is the first card. I absolutely love this card. This is our ability to activate our inner child, to be more playful in our presence and our peaceful presence, to understand that doesn't have to be so serious. Our spirituality, our intuition, the things that we receive, we can be fun. We can have fun with it. We can be playful. We can laugh at ourselves. We can, and that's actually, oh my gosh, I just realized. So I wrote down, and I didn't read it. I wrote down another bullet on the Spirit Messages, which was don't be so hard on yourself. And I think that this is Spirit's way of reminding me of that message to tell you all. Don't be so hard on yourself. Allow yourself to be more playful with things that you realize. When you do that self-study and you know maybe you need to work on something a little bit harder, you need to do something or be more accountable for something, just be playful with it. Just let yourself laugh a little bit and say, oh my gosh, I thought I got this done. I thought I was doing the work, but I'm not. It's okay. I'm good. Like, I can be playful. I can let this be a fun experience and just not let yourself get weighed down by any negative self-talk or anything like that. Just have fun with that energy. So be playful in the beginning of the week, okay? And keep that going. Keep that going for sure. The next card is Serenity. This card is so beautiful, and it's about that peaceful presence that we talked about, and having serenity and allowing serenity to be active in your life, especially during times of stillness, as you prepare for the new year and as you let go of things of this year. So having a peaceful presence and having an understanding of serenity within your spirit and in your environment is so important. So create more serenity in your life in the middle of the week and allow more of it to enter your heart space. The card itself says the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. That includes this 2019 year, releasing that baggage. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Let it go, okay? That's for the middle of the week. Serenity. So good. Linda said 1212, pulling that card. So good. Love it. 12s are all about purpose and passion and faith and trust in it. The last card, the last end of the week card, is Archangel Sandalphon with evolution. So good. We are evolving. We are literally leveling up every single moment. And as we choose our destiny for 2020, like we talked about, and allow it and accept it to be, we evolve. When we make those steps to actually choose what we know we want for ourselves and not procrastinate or lag or wait or doubt or judge, when we just jump into that experience and take that leap of faith, we evolve. Spirit conspires with us. It co-creates our destiny in evolution. So, so powerful. And this is a very strong sacral chakra and solar plexus card with the yellow and the orange, which means that we are creating from our power here, and we are wanting to activate our power and choose that we are powerful beings and feel empowered in our creative ability to manifest the destiny we choose for 2020 and the destiny we choose in the meantime while we're moving into it. So allowing yourself to evolve through that connection of creativity and your soul power. So proud of you guys for doing the work here. So playfulness in the beginning of the week, serenity in the middle of the week, evolution at the end of the week. We're going to see our evolution all the way manifested, maybe not all the way manifested, but much more manifested next week than it has been now. We're just going to continue to see the evolution every week as we become playful and peaceful in our expressions, okay? So that is all I have for you. Like I said, I'm going out of town. I'll be in Indiana tomorrow with my family for the holiday. I'm super excited for that. So next week for Sunday, I will absolutely be doing a weekly reading. I never stop these because I just love connecting with you every week. But I'll be in a different place, and so I'll be able to maybe show you a little bit of the cold weather that I'll be experiencing that I'm totally not ready for or used to, because it's like nice here in Arizona. It's still like 80 in the day and like 75 to 80 in the day, but in Indiana it's like 27 degrees. So I'm probably going to be bundled up all nice and cozy next week when we get together for our next weekly reading. But I am so grateful to all of you for showing up for yourselves every week, for showing up with me to connect with me in this way, and for just allowing yourselves to trust in the universe's co-creative power to manifest everything that you want this coming year and in the meantime. You've done the work this year, you're doing the work consistently, and allow yourself to be present as you do it. Allow yourself to absorb all of your environment, your surroundings, see the bigger picture, notice your emotions, your thoughts in every moment, and just trust that you are creating your destiny in a positive, abundant, and loving way as you continue to evolve. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm going to read the rest of the comments here as we all sign off. Linda said, evolution for the end of the week. Love it. Yes. Let Go My Ego says, seeing 7-Eleven as well, Marie. Ooh, I love that. 7-Eleven. 7's about heavenly connection, and it's about alignment. The 11 is about alignment. And so you're getting alignment with the heavens, with your higher self, with your spirit guides through that. Marie says, Rissa, I've been seeing 808, 818, 717, and 222. Sevens are, like I said, are those heavenly and heavenly connections, allowing ourselves to really notice what abundance is coming forth, what that bigger and more expansive success is bringing forth for us, and letting us know that it's possible and that we're aligning with it. 808 and 818 are positive transformation. The 8 is all about positive transformation, and the 1 is aligning with it. Super cool. Phil says, Rissa, great set of cards. Thank you, Phil, and thank you for joining. Andrea says, thank you, beautiful goddess. Have so much fun with your family. Thank you so much. Love you guys. And yeah, Q&A if you want. If you have a question, child, you can absolutely ask. I am going to do a Q&A. I'm going to start my Q&As again. I was doing them on Instagram live all the time, every Friday. And I honestly just fell off because I've been doing so many events here in Arizona, and I just haven't had as much time to go live with Q&As. But I absolutely will bring those back. If I have time this Friday, I will bring them back this Friday. So make sure you're following me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram for those live Q&As. And I'll also do some live Q&As here on YouTube. So If you have a day that you would like me to do that, I'm absolutely down to do that for you guys. I should have some time, probably Thursday, to do a little Q&A with you. So if that sounds good to you, I'll write it down and I'll try to make that happen for you all, okay? I would love to be more available for Q&As for all of you. And of course, you know, the coaching programs that I'm offering, that is our Q&A. We have coaching calls with that coaching program where you can ask me anything and everything you want. So I also encourage you to just decide to sign up for a coaching program or at least a coaching consulting call so you can ask me some questions one-on-one as well. Super excited to connect with all of you in that way, and I'm super proud and happy to just have you all as a part of this Web of Light community that we've created. So thank you for your love, thank you for your requests, thank you for your consistency and your support, and thank you for sharing these readings, these messages with everyone else that you know who needs them. People that you know are interested in spirituality but just haven't figured out how to plug in yet. People that you know are ready for the guidance but you don't know how to give it to them, and you just want somebody else to kind of put it into words for them. That can be really great to send them one of these readings, okay? I love you so much. Make sure to check out those playlists. The Spirit Junkie playlist, my album from last year, is still up on the playlist section under Spirit Junkie. You can also check out those intuitive practice playlists as well for all of those tools and tips on how to dive into your intuition more. I love you. Peace. Mwah. I'll see you soon. Seek.